Hi there, I am Tanmay Mulgun and I welcome you to my channel. This is the second part of Similarity of Match 2. If you haven't seen the first part, I would request you to go back and see the first part before watching this part so that you have a better understanding of this part. If you have already seen the first part, then let's begin. Okay, so in today's part, what we are going to do is we are going to learn about basic proportionality theorem, or which is generally known as BPT. Okay, which is commonly known as BPT. Fine. So what we'll do is we'll try to understand the theorem first, how the formula was derived, and after that we'll do some sums on it. Okay. So the theorem is, the statement is, if a line parallel to a side of a triangle intersects the remaining two sides in two distinct points, the line divides the same side in same proportion. That is, if you see this in figure, the figure says in triangle ABC. Okay, in triangle ABC, if a line is dividing, if a line is intersecting two sides of the triangle, that is, the line L is intersecting triangle ABC's AB and AC in two distinct points. The distinct points are what? P and Q. Okay, then the line is dividing the sides in the same proportion. In other words, the P is dividing AB and Q is dividing AC in two equal proportions. Okay, this is what we have to prove by basic proportionality theorem. I have already written the given to prove and the construction of this theorem. So we'll go through it first. In given, I have a triangle ABC. Line L is parallel to BC. So this line L is parallel to BC, and line L intersects AB at AB and AC in points P and Q respectively. So this is point P and point Q respectively. Okay, so we have to prove that AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC. Okay, this is what we have to prove. Fine. So for proving this, we have to construct some parts in the triangle. That is what we have to do, is we have to join PC and join BQ. Okay, as it is given here, draw segment PC and segment BQ. This is what we will do. Fine. So after construction, this is the figure which we want, which is on the right hand side of the screen. After all this, we have to start with the proof. Okay. So in proof, first what we have to do is, we have learned about ratio of areas of triangles. We are going to apply the same concept here. Okay. So first what we will do is we will take two triangles. We have many triangles here, and in those, what we will do is we will take two triangles. The triangles are in triangle APQ and triangle BPQ. To get a better perspective of this, I will be drawing a triangle here. Okay, we have to tilt the triangle so that we'll understand what we actually want. Okay, so if this is my triangle, okay, I'll just tilt it for you. It is Q here, A is here, P is here, and this is B. Okay, if we tilt it like this, that is, if we tilt it anti-clockwise, what we will do is Q will come up and AB will be the base. Fine. So if you see, I have the triangle APQ, that is this part, and I have a triangle BPQ, that is the right hand part, and I have a common height. If I draw perpendicular from Q on side AB, I will have a common height for both the triangles, right? So in triangle APQ and triangle BPQ, the height is common. The height is common. Okay. If the height is common, what we know is area of triangle APQ upon area of triangle BPQ is equal to ratio of their corresponding bases, right? So base of APQ, triangle APQ is what? AP, and base of triangle BPQ is what? BP. It is corresponding bases, ratio of bases. This is our first equation. We'll consider this as our first equation. Similarly, we'll take the second pair of triangles, that is in triangle again we will take APQ and triangle. Instead of BPQ, what we'll do is we'll take CPQ. Instead of APQ, we'll take CPQ. We'll do the same thing again. We have to tilt it again so that P is on the upper side. I'll just do it here only. Instead of Q, I have P now. Instead of C, instead of B, I have C, and instead of P, I have Q, and instead of A, there is A only. So again, as you can see, I have a common height here. So there is common height. The height is common. I'll write the height is common. If the height is common, what we can do is, what if the height is common, the ratio of the areas is equal to ratio of the corresponding bases, right? So area of triangle APQ upon area of triangle CPQ is equal to ratio of their corresponding bases. So for triangle APQ, the base is what? AQ, right? And for CPQ, the base is what? QC or CQ in other terms. So similarly, the reason here is also ratio of bases, and this is our second equation. Okay. Now we'll take another set of triangles. We'll take another set of triangles. We'll take just I will mark it out. In triangle BPQ and triangle CPQ. In triangle BPQ and triangle CPQ. Now understand this one part. I will just draw it for you here. Okay. So I have just a minute. I have this part. Okay. Triangle BPQ and triangle CPQ. In this, as you can see, if I invert it, what I will get is the triangle will be somewhat like this. And it will be somewhat like this. Pardon my drawing, but this is how it will look. One side it will be B, another side it will be C, here it will be Q, and here it will be here it will be C, here it will be Q, and here it will be P. Okay, so here this is what the triangle will look like. And also I know one fact that PQ and BC is parallel because I know it from the given. If PQ and BC is parallel, the perpendicular distance between these two lines is equal. That is, this perpendicular distance and this perpendicular distance is equal, which means the height is equal, right? So the height is equal, and I know that PQ is the common base, so the bases are also equal. So in triangle BPQ and in triangle CPQ, bases and heights are what? Equal. If the bases and heights are equal, area of triangle BPQ is equal to area of triangle CPQ, right? I'll just rub it here so that we have some space. Okay, so what I have now is, I have area of triangle BPQ is equal to area of triangle CPQ. Fine. Just a minute. We'll take this as equation 3. Now just consider equation 1, equation 2 and equation 3. Consider the left hand side of equation 1 and equation 2. I have the upper part of this is triangle APQ, which is equal to the upper part of the second equation's LHS, that is triangle APQ. Now on the denominator side, what do I have? Denominator in the first equation I have area of triangle BPQ, and in the second equation the denominator I have is area of triangle CPQ. But in the third equation, what I am doing is I am actually equating these two equations, that is these two areas of triangles. In the third equation you can see area of triangle BPQ is equal to area of triangle CPQ. So can I say the left hand sides of both the equations, that is equation 1 and 2, are equal, right? If the left hand sides of both the equations are equal, the right hand side is supposed to be equal, right? If the LHS is equal, the RHS should be equal. So from equation 1, 2 and 3, what we'll do is from equation 1, 2 and 3, we can say that area of triangle APQ upon area of triangle BPQ is equal to area of triangle APQ upon area of triangle CPQ. Okay, as we know that the numerators of both the equation and denominators of both the equations are equal, the LHS are equal, can I say that the RHS should be equal? So instead of APQ upon BPQ, I will write AP upon BP, and instead of APQ upon CPQ, I will write AQ upon CQ. Okay, or QC. Fine, this is what we are supposed to find. That is, you can see in the to prove section that area of AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC. Okay, so in simple terms, if a line is parallel to one side of a triangle and is intersecting at two distinct points on the other two sides of the triangle, then those 2 points are dividing the sides in same proportion. Okay, in simple words, point P, the ratio formed by point B of side AB and the ratio formed by point Q of side AC, both are equal. Okay, this is the theorem called as basic proportionality theorem. The shorter version is called BPT. We'll be doing the converse now. Okay, so in the converse part, what basically is, if a line divides any two sides of a triangle in the same ratio, then the line is parallel to the third side. The converse is just a concept. You have to understand the concept. That's all. You are not going to get it for solving or proving it. Okay, so what we'll be doing there, we'll simply understand what the converse statement says. Okay, thus it says that if a line divides any two sides of a triangle in the same ratio, that is, in the figure you can see a line L is dividing the triangle in same ratio. That is, if AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC, then line L is parallel to the third side. That is, line L is parallel. The third side is what? BC. This is the entire concept of converse of basic proportionality theorem. If the line is dividing two sides of a triangle in equal proportion, then the line is parallel to the third side. That is as simple as that. Okay. So now we have covered basic proportionality theorem and we have covered converse of basic proportionality theorem. The basic proportionality theorem says that if a line is parallel to the third side and is dividing the other two sides in ratios, then those two ratios are equal. And in converse of basic proportionality theorem, they are saying that if the line divides any two sides of a triangle in same ratio, then the line is parallel to the third side. Okay, just the converse of it. Fine. So what next we will be doing is we try to solve sums on basic proportionality theorem. We have two sums here. The first sum is on basic proportionality theorem and the second sum is on converse of basic proportionality theorem. We will do the first sum. The first sum is measures of some angles in the figure are given. Prove that AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC. Okay, so I have a triangle ABC. In that triangle, P is given to be 60 degrees and B is given to be 60 degrees. So from seeing this, we can say that PQ is a line inside the triangle intersecting two sides of the triangle, that is AB and AC respectively. So we have to prove that AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC. If you see to prove that section, it is similar to the basic proportionality theorem. We just have to prove that PQ is parallel to BC. If you are able to prove that PC is parallel to BC from basic proportionality theorem, we can prove what we need. Okay. So what we'll do is we have to write the given first. So in given, I have in triangle ABC, angle P is equal to 60 and angle B is equal to 60. Okay, we also have that PQ, points P and point Q intersect AB and AC in two distinct points. Okay, this is our given. To prove is what? To prove, I will get the given part as AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC. So we just have to prove the first part, that is PQ is parallel to BC. How can we do that? Okay, we'll forget the triangle for a moment, and what we'll do is we'll consider there are multiple lines. Okay, we have learned in 8th standard about corresponding angles. We'll be using the corresponding angles here. Okay, so if I take two lines, okay, the two lines are PQ, line PQ, segment PQ and segment BC. Okay, so in segment PQ and segment BC, and let's say transversal as AB. If we take transversal AB, we have angle P is equal to 60 and we have angle B is equal to 60. From this I can say that angle P is equal to angle B. If angle P is equal to angle B, both angle P and angle B are what? Corresponding angles. Both are corresponding angles. Okay. If both are corresponding angles, then by converse of corresponding angle test, we can say that PQ is parallel to BC. This is our first part. We have proved here that PQ is parallel to BC. By which test? Converse of corresponding angle test. Okay. So by converse of corresponding angle test, we have proved that PQ is parallel to BC. So what next we will do is, in triangle ABC, now we have already proved that PQ is parallel to BC. PQ parallel to BC. If PQ is parallel to BC, by basic proportionality test, I can say that AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC. This is what we are supposed to prove here in the prove that section. You can see AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC. Okay. Going ahead, we'll try to solve the next sum. Okay. This is a very simple sum. It says in triangle PQR, PM is equal to 15. Okay. I have PM is equal to, just a minute. I have PM is equal to 15. Okay, and I have the total section as 25. I also have PR is equal to 20 and NR is equal to 8. So first what we'll do is we'll try to find PN, NR, PM and MQ. Okay, we have to prove that NM is parallel to RQ and we have to reason the given statement. Okay, so first what we'll do is we'll try to find out the simpler parts, that is PN, NR, PM and MQ. Okay, so we'll write the given first. Just a minute. We'll write the given first. The given says that PM is equal to 15, PQ is equal to 25, PR is equal to 20, NR is equal to 8. So we have to find first is MQ we have to find, and second we have to find as PN. Okay, so if I want to find MQ is equal to what? It is basically PQ minus PM, right? This PQ minus PM because P dash N dash R, there is a betweenness. Okay, so MQ is basically equal to 25 minus 15. MQ is equal to 10. Okay, so I have MQ is equal to 10. Similarly, what I'll do next is I will find PN. Okay, so PN is equal to what? PN is equal to PR minus NR. PR minus NR. PR I have as 20 and NR I have as 8. So PN is equal to 12. Okay, so what we'll do is we have to prove it by converse of basic proportionality theorem, because it says we have to prove that this is parallel, that is the otherwise. Okay, so it is conversed. So for it has to be conversed, we have to prove that the ratios formed are equal. The ratios from on both the sides are equal. So what we'll do is we'll try find the ratio of Pn upon Nr. Pm upon Nr is equal to 12 upon 8. Simplifying it, I will get 4 3s are 12 and 4 2s are 8. So it is 3 upon 2. Okay. And the second part, what we'll do is the ratio will be Pm upon Mq. Pm is how much? I have Pm as 15 and I have Mq as 10. So I get 5 3s are 15 and 5 2s are 10. So it is all again 3 upon 2. This is the first part and this is the second part. From first and second part, I can say that Pn upon Nr is equal to Pm, okay, Pm upon Mq. Okay. So if I can say that Pn upon Nr is equal to Pm upon Mq, I can say, just a minute, I can say Nm in triangle PQR, Nm is parallel to RQ. This is by converse of basic proportionality theorem. Okay. So I have proved it here by converse of basic proportionality theorem that Nm is parallel to QR. The reason is converse of basic proportionality theorem. I hope you have understood the basic proportionality theorem concept, the converse of it, and the two sums given. Okay, there are many sums in the textbook. I hope you will go through it. If you have any doubt, you can drop it in the comment section. I will go through the comment section and I will answer your questions, whatever it is. Okay, I hope you like this video and I hope you have understood the concept very well. Stay tuned. I will be posting the next part very soon. Okay, if you haven't seen the first part, see the first part and see the second part again. You will have a better understanding of the concept. And I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for watching the video.